on social media at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Welcome to the Senior Hour. The following is paid programming and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in-Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host,
Dr. Jean Dorio,
on your hometown station 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS. Yes, this is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And our first guest this morning is Leah Parker from the Child and Family Center. How are you, Leah? It's good to have you.
welcome.
I'm doing great.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
And what are we going to be talking about this morning?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we really wanted to discuss some of the events that we have coming up through the Child and Family Center to help promote and bring awareness and just share with the community just how real this issue is and that it is happening here and how they can be proactive in seeing an end to it, or at least a decrease of the cases that we have coming forward.
That would be
Exactly.
wonderful.
And the application, Leah, to what we are talking about, this being the Senior Hour, is I saw statistics the other day, and I think, Barbara, maybe you were there too, but, you know, this is information that we get about our older adults, and there was a survey done, and the survey showed, you know, in general surveys, people are being asked, what's the most important issue related to you that is politically important? And most people say healthcare. For the older adults around the country, it is domestic violence.
Wow.
Yeah. That was a number, and I was surprised, and most of us at the meeting were surprised as well. But that is the data that is coming out. That is a worry that our older adults are seeing and seeking help for it.
Yeah, I think it comes down really to the fact that domestic violence really does touch everybody.
Yes,
Like,
it does.
and it is starting to come more to light. Too, for the longest time, it was very much a family issue. Like, you don't talk about it. What happens in the house stays in the house. And now that we're shedding more light on it, and the older generation is seeing it now come forward a lot more too, it's becoming an issue that's very close and near and dear to their heart. So that's fantastic that they're seeing that it needs that awareness. And I'm very thankful that you brought us out to share with your the community here, just kind of what Child and Family Center is and how we can offer support for those who are seeking help, not only for themselves, but what they can do as well.
So we always think of domestic violence as being at maybe a younger age, you know, at couples or even children.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it in our older adults, and many people, it's still kept in the family. It's still kept quiet, and especially with our older adults, they don't want to mention or say anything about it because they're sometimes in a position where it's a fragile situation where they're dependent on individuals to take care of them financially and emotionally, and they will tend not to open their mouths and voice their worries about it, which they are now doing in at least some of these surveys.
Yeah, I think the unique thing about the older generation is that if they're in that relationship, they've been in that relationship for so long and they've gotten stuck in that cycle of violence. And like you said, Jean, that it really comes down to that dependence of, at this point, if I leave this relationship, what do I have? Where's the support coming from? And knowing what resources are available. A lot of people don't know what resources are available in town, and it really can, especially for the older generation, really keep them from being able to get help as well because of those things.
And it's not necessarily hitting someone, striking someone.
Absolutely.
Which that is prevalent. But also it's not the physical, but it's a great deal of the psychological.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can talk to someone, even an older person, and that's violence also.
Yeah.
Because of the psychological aspect, the emotional portion.
Yeah, and that
of
kind of
it.
gets put underneath the radar
Yes,
sometimes
it
too.
does.
It's sometimes it can be
Yes.
so subtle and done such in a way that you really don't know what's happening until you're like, wow, I'm really in a situation here. And it happens gradually. And we see it a lot with financial abuse that happens too, controlling the finances, controlling retirement funds and everything. We're seeing that becoming more present as well, especially with the older generation, because that's where a lot of that stability comes from, is from the finances. And like you said, Barbara, it's not so much hitting. A lot of times it's a lot of the emotional and mental manipulation that
That's
can really
right.
be very subtle.
And that's violence also.
Absolutely, yeah. Just because
Beca-
it's not physical doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. We have a lot of clients that come in and say that the emotional and the verbal side of the abuse is almost worse than the physical, because we heal. It's very not. I don't want to say it's easy, but we heal from bruises. We heal from this, but getting rid of the mental side of things, healing from the mental, definitely takes a lot more time and effort, because those triggers are always there.
Oh, they stay with you
Absolutely.
forever.
Yes.
They really do.
Yeah.
And it's not just spousal that we always think about that. It also can be the children. It also can be the caregivers.
Yes.
And so these problems are ongoing in society. So let's talk to our audience, our listening audience, and discuss these issues and what they should do if they are facing threats, if they are worried, if they feel insecure, if they have fear, and related to what we are talking about. There are resources that they have to be able to help themselves. What are those resources that are here in this community?
Well, the number one resource that we have is our Child and Family Center's domestic violence program. We offer support groups for all ages, experience domestic violence, whether it's in the present or whether it's something that they've dealt with in the past but still need a little support to get through. We provide court advocacy as well. We provide assistance when it comes to restraining orders, if that's something that's needed, providing support and preparing people for court dates and offering
So
that
the legal part.
Yeah, we're able to help with support in that, and mainly with the restraining orders in that emotional support. We're not attorneys, so we can't quite cover everything, but we do have a list of resources that are available for that legal assistance.
And that does get complicated.
It does. It gets
part of
very
it.
complicated.
So, plus there is a worry for some of our older adults that it's going to cost too much money, and they're just not going to do it. But they're, in a corner now, and they don't know how to handle this. But there are resources at the Child and Family Center to be able to move forward, ask questions, and see if there's someone somewhere that can help out.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a wonderful team of people that are very wise and have they are able to provide that understanding and give a little guidance. That's really what we do the most there, is we provide assistance in understanding the legal system, understanding the paperwork, helping them understand restraining orders when they're filling them out. They can be very complicated, like you said, and helping them understand. We're able to provide that assistance from beginning to end.
That's great.
And all of our services are free. We have case management as well to help with housing referrals, any donations they might need, any assistance in the case management side. We're able to kind of provide that assistance.
Let's jump on that contact
course.
information right
Yeah.
now, because I think our listeners are now thinking, "Wow, that's great, but
Yeah.
where do I call?" They like to. Some of them will use the computer and find the website, but a lot of our listeners call.
Yeah, of course.
So, is there a number and a location where they can go and
Yeah.
kind of search around for this information?
Yeah, our domestic violence program is actually in our same office as our Child and Family Center office, which is 21545 Center Point Parkway. And the number that you can reach our domestic violence program at is 661 259 8175. We also have a crisis hotline that you can call 24/7, and that number is 661 259 4357. And again, I'll give you that last one in an easier way in case you don't have a pen to write it down. It's 661 259 HELP.
Oh, good.
And that's, again, our crisis hotline 24/7. Somebody is there available to provide assistance.
So if they have specific problems, Leah, they can be matched up with somebody who specifically then can help them out in that area that they're worried about.
Yeah, even if we may not be the perfect fit for whatever their experience, we have a wonderful list of resources that we partnered with over the years, and we're going to be able to get them linked to who we feel would best be the right person to help them through whatever specific need they're meeting. So if it's not domestic violence, but maybe it's custody, maybe it's rent, we're able to provide them with local and outside resources that would be able to help them provide that stability that they need to kind of work through whatever's going on.
And many of our grandparents and great-grandparents have young children living in their household, and
Yes.
sometimes there have been problems with their children, and these grandchildren are living with them, and that gets to be pretty complicated situation, because now you have sometimes a battle and a struggle to assure that these kids are educated and clothed and that they're eating okay and get nutrition, but sometimes there's this internal battle going on that they end up having to face. But you do have counseling and group therapy, and
Yes.
people they can talk to one-on-one, or they can go to group to hear how others are handling the same situation.
Yeah, we have a wonderful staff of clinicians at Child and Family Center that work with students and young children to overcome behavioral issues that may come up by what they're experiencing at home, support in the form of case management as well. They can call our main office for information on that. That number is 661 259 9439, and they'll be able to get linked in with services. I believe most of what we provide there is through Medi-Cal, so if they have Medi-Cal insurance, we would be a pretty good fit for them. But we also, again, if they have other insurance, we're going to be able to get them linked into services that will be able to help them out.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. And you realize that the Domestic Violence Center started many years ago.
Barbara, you were a big part of that.
Well, yeah, because we used to have a community hotline in this area, and it was a 24-hour crisis hotline. And a lot of the calls that came in were domestic violence. And they were associated with drugs and alcohol. And a lot of those areas, they all meld into one.
They really do.
And it's amazing, and so many people don't understand that.
Yeah, domestic violence is so multifaceted, and it incorporates so many different things. That's what we love about Child and Family Center. When Domestic Violence Center did merge with them, we kind of became this, for lack of a better way of saying it, this one-stop shop for them, that we're able to provide services for their children. We're able to now provide substance use treatment through our SUD program as well, therapy for both the children and the adults now. And really in one location, we can reach out to so many different ways and really network within that one agency to provide that support for that one family.
That's right. And it's interesting because so many of our organizations, which I was involved with in the beginning,
Yeah.
even the Child and Family Center, I've been involved with them almost on a regular basis since 1986. And I was also involved with that with Dr. John Legler and the late Joanne Darcy. We got the Child and Family Center pulled away from the it used to be called Special Children's over at the church, the Episcopal Church, when Liz Seipel was involved with it, and that's been many years ago. And my husband also, Russ, we were involved in that, and it's amazing how now we have so many organizations that are so helpful in so many different areas, you know. And it's just amazing how this incredible community has pulled together to help these organizations maintain and keep helping people in this community. It's so very important to have all of these services available, and to see the Domestic Violence Center now be cushioned with a well-established organization, and know that people who go to the Child and Family Center will be taken care of in every facet that's involved with domestic violence. Because like we were talking before, it doesn't mean grabbing hold of somebody and pulling them on the floor or smacking them. It's also the psychological part.
Absolutely.
The way someone speaks to you or doesn't speak to you.
Yeah.
Trying to control how you live. You know?
And that's what I love about my specific position in the company as an outreach specialist, is to do talk shows like this, and to do we do educational presentations in the high schools, junior highs, and even now in the elementary schools to start
so critical.
Exactly, because it's starting younger and younger. We're seeing
it is.
12-year-olds getting into hurtful dating relationships, and these relationships continue into high school, and then if they get married later on, it's this cycle. And we're all about prevention and wanting to start younger and younger, because we want to protect the generation as they grow up. We want to make sure that they aren't falling into the similar cycle that we've seen so many people fall into in an older age, in that it's not just a married couple's issue anymore. It's very much also becoming a teen issue as well.
And a lot of that has to do with, you read in the papers and hear about all the bullying that goes on.
Absolutely.
They learn to bully in their family.
They do.
Because
it's very much a learned habit.
That's right. That's where they pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, they've seen it somewhere in their younger lives, and that works. I can do that too.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me. I'll knock you on the floor.
Exactly. We're aiming for younger and younger intervention. And it brings me up to a really good point that this Sunday we have our Kid Expo happening at Golden Valley, and we're actually going to be going purple this year. That's why I'm wearing my purple shirt for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And so we're encouraging everybody to wear purple, and then while we're there, our domestic violence staff is actually going to be doing some art therapy with the young kids to help them learn about, you know, anger management. What happens when we push all our angers in, all our anger and emotions in? What happens? And then learning how to create healthy communication in their family through talking sticks. So we're going to do a lot of crafts. We're going to do a lot of things all geared towards awareness in a very kid-friendly manner, and then provide some additional resources and statistics for the parents, because we really, again, we're noticing at a young age is starting. So if we can start intervention at a very young age, we can prevent it as they're growing up.
Growing up, and
Absolutely.
as they move into relationships,
Yes.
become parents, become grandparents, and many become great-grandparents.
Absolutely.
And it's critical. It really is. Yeah, Kid Expo, that's a great way.
Yeah, it's at Golden Valley this Sunday from 11 to 3 p.m.
That's right.
Free event, so stop on by. Come say hi. Wear your purple.
That sounds wonderful. You know, it's been great having you, Leah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, and you'll have to come back again.
Yes, I will.
Definitely.
Thank you, Leah.
Definitely will. And thank you, Leah Parker of Child and Family Center.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you.
organization. I'm
Super.
Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Your building sign is essential to getting customers to your location. Feathers can help you get your business noticed. Feathers, now in a new, larger space with plenty of parking. They walk you through each phase of your project with special attention to detail and quality. Feathers will provide you with a sign that you can be proud of. Your sign will draw customers in instead of having them drive by. Visit Feathers online at feathersigns.com or go to Feathers' brand new, bigger location at 26017 Huntington Drive off Rye Canyon or call 298-9442.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is your official Santa Clarita Dodger station. You can catch all evening games right here on your hometown station. For all the latest news and updates on your Los Angeles Dodgers, KHTS has you covered. Go to hometownstation.com.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Discover the memory care your loved one deserves at Oakmont of Valencia. Oakmont's brand new luxury senior living community in Santa Clarita. Oakmont's innovative memory care program features stimulating and engaging activities in a soothing environment, as well as compassionate professional care delivered in the privacy of the residents' apartment homes. With 2 gorgeous outdoor courtyards, as well as an on-site movie theater, residents will enjoy a life full of vitality, dignity, and purpose. For more information, visit oakmontofvalencia.com.
Hey, it's Story with your hometown station weather. Beautiful day, sunny skies, highs in the low to mid 80s, overnight lows in the low 50s. Looks like the same for the rest of the week. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media at KHTS Radio.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Carkin with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. Wow, I'm not you yet.
Sometimes I'm not me either.
You guys have been together for so long, you'd probably...
Oh, my
15
goodness.
years, I think.
Well, did you hear me? I almost said I'm Dr. Dorio. Yeah, this is
I'll
just...
give you a white coat.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And our guest now is Nola Aronson, and she is one of the sponsors of our Senior Hour.
From Advanced Audiology,
Yes.
and is so pertinent to our older adults who are listening to the show, because some of them are not listening because they can't hear us. And that becomes a long-term quality of life problem, doesn't it, Nola?
Yes, it does. Yeah, so, one of the things I've been having an issue with lately is because of all the advertising on TV and things in magazines. And now I was in CVS yesterday, and they have the over-the-counter hearing aids out now. And so I just wanted to educate people on all of these things, because I think that people, just like advertising does, is it gives people a different impression of what's really out there. So I thought if I talk a little bit about, what's out there, maybe you can understand. One of my goals of being in this community for 32 years is that I educate people about hearing. Mm-hmm. I'm not just out there just to try to sell a hearing aid. I'm trying to solve a medical issue if there's one, or I'm trying to solve a social issue. if you're not able to do the things that you were able to do before maybe you had difficulty hearing. So we don't want people to, as they get older, give up what they love to do just because they may have a hearing problem. So we spend a lot of time doing free hearing screenings for our community. Last year, I think we did 2,058. We were aiming for 2018 because that was the year.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your aim this year?
2020.
Yeah.
It's going to be for next year.
For next year, yeah.
2020.
No,
well,
what about this year?
2019.
2019.
Yeah, but we did 2,058
58,
last
yeah.
year,
So
so I
we-
guess we have to beat that. Maybe we should say 2,060. But right now we're at about, I think it's 1,800 free hearing screenings.
Whoa, you're
Already,
getting
so
very
you'll
close.
top
Yeah.
2058 easily.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
now
so
we're
October,
talking
November.
5,000.
So
You
now,
still 3
yeah.
more months to go.
But the reason we do this is just to educate people about their hearing. So you get a baseline, you know where your hearing is at, and then over the years, now you can see if it's changing. But at least you understand about hearing loss, and how it can affect your life. And so that's where our interest lies. But what we're seeing out there now, because of insurance companies trying to get more clients and get them to give up their Medicare and go into these HMOs, now we have insurance companies buying into hearing aid companies. And they're making their own hearing aids and private labeling them, and then telling people that they have this benefit to go through this third-party company, and the third-party company is buying from the manufacturers who are giving them a really low price and cutting the private practice audiologists out of the deal. We're giving a fitting fee. So when you get glasses, most of the time you get your prescription and it fits and you're gone and it's over. And maybe once a year or maybe every 2 years you get a new pair of glasses. But with a hearing aid, it lasts for a long time if it's being maintained properly and if it's being cleaned and if it's being serviced. So it's not all about the price of the hearing aid. The hearing aid is not the commodity. The hearing aid is a medical device and requires expert knowledge on how to program it, how to make it so that it meets your needs. So you're not just throwing out money. Now, an audiologist is somebody who went to school for at least 8 years. We're now have doctors of audiology. I did not go back to school because I was already in the field for 25 years before the doctorate degree came out. But now people have to go to school for an extra 4 years to get a doctorate in audiology.
Whoa.
So their expertise is in diagnosis. And do you need a hearing aid or do you not need a hearing aid? And do we refer to a physician to take care of medical problems or things like that? So it's not all about you go to somebody like one of the big box stores, and in the state of California, a hearing aid dispenser or a hearing aid provider can just graduate high school, get a little bit of training with somebody that has a dispensing license, and pass a test, and they can sell hearing aids.
That's unbelievable.
But they are actually selling hearing aids. That's their only job, is to put a hearing aid on you. So how do you know that it's proper? How do you know if it's set appropriately? Why is there a difference that we have to go to school and pay all this money for an extra 4 years now to get a doctorate in audiology, when all you have to do is buy a hearing aid in a store or over the counter? And also with these insurance companies, they're fooling people. They're saying you have a hearing aid benefit, but it is a discount program. And so you're going to get the hearing aid itself a lot less money. but it doesn't come along with the service.
That's right. And that's
and the
critical.
cleanings and the adjustments.
That's right.
And the caring for you. And so we may sign up because we are with some very large medical groups up here. But then it's a matter of what do you want to do about it if it's a discount program. So now we're having to unbundle our prices and not give the same service and charge everybody every single time they walk in the door. And that has not been my motto all of these years. Because I don't like to nickel and dime people, because if your hearing aid's not working properly, are you going to come back if you have a problem, if you have to pay $100 every time you come back?
That's right.
Whereas, you know, we used to have bundled prices where we included everything for the life of the hearing aid, including batteries. And so there is a big difference in service. I just want people to be aware of that.
The other thing is, Nola, hearing aids, as technology has moved forward, have become more complicated to the benefit of the person using them. And there are things, you know, most people are just thinking, it's going to amplify my hearing. And, you know, that's the only thought process. And, you know, we can talk about the service that you give, but there are so many other things about that service, because you mentioned the word programming. And with these hearing aids, there's background noise, there's balancing in the ear, there's, you know, other things that you do in terms of Bluetoothing information off a radio or a television and a telephone. All these things, you know, just amplifying, you know, they can get an amplifier, and that's fine. But there are so many complicating factors about hearing aids now. You really need to have an expert being able to help you understand what you can do. And when you have, you know, our especially our older adults, they're not literally in tune to that, and they need that help. And you know, that's what you give. And that's the big difference between somebody saying, hey, put these in, yeah, you can hear better, see you later.
Right. And also, you know, the owner of KHTS Radio, I know he's announced it, so I can say it without
confidentiality.
Is Carl Goldman came to me, and because he was having some plugging in his ear and he didn't know what was wrong. And I actually found an acoustic tumor that he had. And I was able to, you know, get him to the right place to get the right treatment and fit him with correct hearing aids that you wouldn't find in a store. Because they're specialized kind of hearing aids that route the sound from one ear to the other when you have one ear that doesn't work. They don't carry those in a store.
No. And that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The technology to enhance one's hearing, you know, 25 years ago was different. Now, with all the technology that we pack into, like our cell phones, I mean, we're packing them into hearing aids, and they're making a huge difference for our patients to be able to eat in a restaurant and not hear that background noise, go to a movie and pick up the sound and not have it echoing, being able to talk on the telephone. And think about it, you have a hearing aid in, how do you manage that? I mean, there are things that now, you know, allow you to press a button, boom, you're on the phone. And you know, the technology has been tremendous, but
and also,
how do they learn that? They're not going to learn it from big box. It's not going to happen. You know, there's too many things that are going on with the hearing aids that are beneficial to especially our older adults, but they're not, you know, they're being simplified by the big box folks and not enhanced, unfortunately, because this is what you do. You enhance people's lives by adding the technology into their life.
Well, you know, the other thing, too, is they're advertising on television.
Right. Exactly.
And I'm thinking, and they're talking about, not you. People don't want to wear hearing aids because you can see them and everybody will know you're deaf or you're hard of hearing. Now they got them that go all the way in and you don't see them anymore.
Yeah, well, you don't
And
see
my
the other ones
goodness,
either.
I know, but that's what they're saying now on television.
But they're advertising price on television.
Yes,
There's
I know.
a commercial that says, "Did you spend $5,000 on a pair of hearing aids when
Yes.
you could get them for $300?" Now, how is that possible? I mean, does that make sense? That you're getting the same quality?
Of course you are.
As you are. And the $5,000, by the way, is not just the price of a hearing aid. It is the price of service for the life of the hearing aid.
That's right.
And you need service when it comes to hearing aids. So
Yes, it does. You need to go to a professional who knows what he or she is doing to fit them to you, to adjust them to your way of living. I mean, it's logic, in my opinion.
Well, it's also, people do have very limited budgets.
Well,
and
that's true.
We are trying to make hearing aids more affordable for people. But even at the lower technology, they're so much better than they ever were before that I don't even mind fitting a lower technology hearing aid if it's right for that person. And we have comparable prices in that range from the big box stores. If we try to fit any budget, because we are about giving you a solution.
Yes, that's
So
right.
we're
To
not
a
about
problem.
who cares, what you spend. We are going to educate you to know what you're actually getting, because sometimes when you go and you spend $2,000 on a hearing aid, it's the person programming the hearing aid that makes that difference. And I've had people years ago, there was a private label company up here that's still around, and I actually had the same hearing aid. I fit this guy, and he came back to me during his recheck appointment, and he said, "Nola, I have to be honest with you. I tried their digital hearing aid down the street, but yours is so much better." And I started laughing, and I go, "Guess what? It's the same hearing aid." But it's the person programming
It's
it that
the
makes
service.
the
That's
difference.
right. That's right.
And the
exactly.
knowledge and the years of experience.
It makes all the difference in the world.
So don't throw away your money is what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I would
Just
totally
because
agree.
you think you're getting a bargain.
And-
Go and do your homework. Go and interview private practice audiologists and see the difference and give it a chance. You get a no obligation trial period in the state of California for at least 45 days. So you could just see what it's like for yourself, and you don't even have to spend the money in the beginning, just to see how it can enhance your quality of life, like Dr.
There you
Dorio
go.
always
That's-
says.
Absolutely. Now, I wanted to ask you, where's Steve?
Where's Steve? Well, he's going to be here soon.
Okay.
He's meeting me here today.
Okay, because the last time you were out of town,
Right.
and he took your place.
Yes, he did.
And
Did a
I
great
remember
job.
he was so anxious about the whole situation, but he did a great job.
Yeah, he's very
He
funny.
really did.
And he wears hearing aids, so he knows about them and he
Yes.
knows what they do, and he's tried all the different technologies, and he gets to be my guinea pig when a new product comes out. So we can see how it goes.
But Nola, the most important part of what we talk about here is, as a physician, I practice preventive medicine, and getting a baseline hearing screen is so important because that if everything is normal and you're okay, that's good. But to have that baseline and those numbers can tell you 10 years from now what might be starting to happen. And of course, the telltale signs are loud TV, and people saying, "What? What are you saying?
Yeah.
Where are we going?" That though there are signs that many people exhibit, but sometimes they don't know until family members say, hey, your mom, dad, you're having a little bit of a problem with hearing. So whether you're having any symptoms or not, or your loved one is having symptoms, having that baseline, I consider to be really important. Not every time you're going to find a tumor or anything like that. That's rare, and when it does, and it's happened to you quite a few times, Nola, but not every time you're going to find it, but you're going to find, and you might not find a deficit, but at least if you are looking at that, it is preventative. It does make a difference to have that hearing screen.
Right.
That, to me, for my patients, is really important.
Yes. Yes, that's really good.
it is. It is. It's incredibly important. And we urge everyone listening, if you feel you have a hearing problem, investigate, talk to someone, and talk to Nola. And we need to get your telephone number here, too, don't we?
So our number is 661-253-EARS. That's 661-253-3277. And if you're listening today and you call for your free hearing screening, we will also give you a 3-day, 2-night vacation that you can choose from 8 different locations. It is not a timeshare. It is not a gimmick. And if you would like that, please remember to call 661-253-3277. Say you heard it on KHTS Radio this morning on the Senior Hour, and we will give you that nice vacation package.
Wow, that sounds
and
great.
a free hearing screening.
Woohoo.
So how could you lose? Just call the office.
There you
if
go.
you can hear us, that is.
Well, we need to take a break, Nola. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS.
Remember when you and your sweetheart would go ice skating, gliding across the ice hand in hand? Well, relive those magical moments at Ice Station Valencia during any of our daily public sessions. The Ice Station Coffee Club, our Monday to Friday noontime skate for adults only, is a great place to socialize while getting in healthy ice skating exercise. For beginners, there's a free skating lesson every Tuesday and Thursday. Ice Station, across the street from Valencia High. Call 775-8686 or check icestation.net for ice skating fun.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
The Santa Clarita Artists Association is celebrating our 30th anniversary at the Hyatt Regency Friday, November 1st. This year, there's a free art show from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. filled with multiple art demonstrations, musical entertainment, a fine art exhibition, silent auction, jewelry booths, and more in the Grand Ballroom. The ticketed gala begins at 5 with entertainment by Lance Allen, a live auction led by Councilman Bob Keller, followed by our Art Awards ceremony. Purchase tickets for only $25 at santaclaritaartist.org.
Comfort Keepers provides your loved one with loving in-home care.
Miles McNamara, certified senior advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in-home care.
Our caregivers can help you in your own home, enhancing independence, creating safety and comfort. Our Comfort Keepers provide companionship, meal preparation, medication reminders, assistance with personal care, and even transportation to doctor's appointments. If someone you love can use a helping hand at home, visit comfortkeepers.com.
Or call 287-4200.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
We all know sometimes people lose their way. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction, the Way Out Recovery SCV may have the answers you've been waiting for. The Way Out is the premier intensive outpatient treatment center serving Santa Clarita. Asking for help is the first step. Call The Way Out today, 661-296-4444. That's 296-4444 for a private free assessment. The Way Out is an accredited, affordable outpatient program that accepts most insurance. Call us at 661-296-4444 or check us out online at thewayOutRecoveryscv.com. Quit battling with yourself. Ask The Way Out for help today.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Welcome to the Senior Hour. The following is paid programming and does not necessarily reflect the opinions of KHTS or its ownership.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station 98.1 FM and AM 1220 KHTS. And we're speaking with Nola Aronson of Advanced Audiology.
So,
yes.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is how advanced audiology is different from other practices in the Santa Clarita Valley. One of the things is I pride myself on the fact that we have been here since 1987 and 32 years in this valley and still going strong. We have 2 doctors of audiology, myself an audiologist, and we have a hearing aid dispenser that I actually trained myself, and so is more like, an audiologist than a salesperson because she follows our motto of helping people and helping people to lead better social lives. But on that note, the other thing I really pride myself on is the fact that we take 10% of all the hearing aid proceeds and we donate them to different nonprofits. We were doing one nonprofit a month. It's now turned into sometimes 3 or 4 a month.
Wow, that's wonderful.
But we love contributing back to our community.
You've always done that, Nola.
Because Santa Clarita is, to me, the most wonderful place to live. So when you buy a hearing aid from us, you're not only hearing better, and we guarantee that, but you are also contributing back to your community. And I think that's a very important thing to look at, is that, we are family owned and
Family operated,
and we take pride in our community. So on that note, coming up on October 12th, we are the title sponsor for the Circle of Hope Tea. I am the vice president on the board of directors for the Circle of Hope, and it is one of my favorite organizations because we help all people with cancer now. We give up to $12,000 a person a year for their medical expenses if they don't have insurance.
Wow.
Or, whatever their needs are. We have Hope's Haven now, which is a wonderful place to come if you have cancer. We give everything's free, and we give massages. We have support groups. We have most wonderful tattoo person to hide any scars or anything that you have. And we have a beauty day. We have just so many things, and it's advertised in the Signal and on the radio and all different places on K-Hits.
And what was the date of that?
So that is
Circle
October 12th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And we're almost all sold out, so please hurry up and get your tickets. I'm not sure of the price exactly, but it's a wonderful event, and you get to have tea sandwiches, and it's at the Hyatt. It's at the Hyatt. So that's coming up. And then on October 19th, I am also on the board of directors for the Valley Industrial Association. It's a business-to-business association, and we give money to a place called, a program called Connecting to Success. And that gives high school and junior high students a place to figure out how to interview properly, how to get a job when they get out of school, and all of that. And that is, we have our VIA Black and White
Oh, I've seen that advertised
bash,
in
and
the
I am the
singular.
title sponsor of that.
Yes.
I've also been nominated for Best Business of the Year, along with a lot of really other good businesses, but, hopefully you never know.
No, you
and
don't.
so that's October 19th. That's also at the Hyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Our Hyatt is one of our best hotels here because they do sponsor a lot of our events and help us out. So that is at night, starting at 6 o'clock on October 19th. And then I'm also a Seroptimist up here, and we have our fashion show coming up on November 9th. It's going to be at the Canyon this year. That's in the mall. The Canyon, it's very... where there's a lot of entertainment. And that should be lots of fun also. So keep watching the schedule in the Magazine of Santa Clarita and on K-Hits and on the Signal, and we should have all that for you. So on that note, remember, call 661-253-3277. Ask for your free hearing screening. Get a 3-day, 2-night vacation at the same time, and come and see what our office is all about. So thank you very much, and I'm glad to be here with you guys again for our monthly meeting
and
here.
Nola, we're glad to have you. You know, you do so much for the community, charity-wise, nonprofit-wise. And also screening-wise for those of our older adults who need this. And it's just a tremendous contribution you make to this community, and we thank you so much for that.
And you are a sponsor of the Senior Hour. That's what's so important.
Yes.
Yes.
And also, I sponsored a room at the senior center, too.
There you go.
So
we're all going after this to go to lunch over at the Senior Center. Thank you, Nola, for being on the show. We are sponsored by Advanced Audiology, Nola Aronson, and Comfort Keepers In-Home Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Now go and enhance your quality of life.